Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the score was 115-103, and the Lakers fall to the Detroit Pistons in Detroit. Yeah, that just happened. So I honestly am a little speechless. I've been absorbing the numbers on this basketball game, and in short, the Lakers really got crushed on the glass really badly, and didn't shoot enough threes for the volume that they, for their percentages. We only attempted 25 threes. We hit 9 of them. 30 something. I think that's like 35% or something like that. We attempted a lot of interior shots, and I think we shot under 46% from the field. So when you consider that you're basically hitting your threes at a respectable amount and missing your interior shots at a not so respectable amount, maybe you should up your three-point attempts. So this is one of those games. We got crushed on the glass pretty bad, man. I think it was like either 55 or 57 to 38 or something like that. It was horrible. We gave up 17 offensive rebounds to the Pistons, 8 of them to Duran, 4 of them to Beef Stew. 11 rebounds went to Cade Cunningham. You got to give credit to really everybody on the Pistons. They had 6 players in double figures. Their whole starting lineup had double figures. 19 points for Tim Hardaway. I think it was like something around the 24, 4, and 4, something like that for Jaden Ivey. He was really good. Double from Cade Cunningham with like 17 and 11. Duran had 14 boards. As I already mentioned, 8 of them offensive. So their numbers kind of stick out to me. Anthony Davis had about 37 points. I don't remember exactly how many boards, but he's dealing with a foot, man. So we're going to have to respect that he may not be himself until that foot heals. I don't know how bad the injury is. He played through it. But he's ailing, and it looked pretty bad in that fourth quarter. So if he doesn't play against Memphis, it just is what it is. AR, 3 of 10. Not in love with the shooting. From behind the arc, specifically 3 of 10. Not in love with that. But at least he attempted 10 threes. He got the memo. We needed to shoot more of them. Maybe not him being the one shooting them, but, we needed our volume up there. Rui Hachimura was like only 4 or 6 or something like that. 1 or 2 from the 3. His numbers are not standing out, but what does stand out is the fact that he was one of our more efficient players and wasn't shooting very much. So we didn't feature Rui enough at all. That needs to be said. Bron, I thought he fought pretty hard. I don't exactly remember what his numbers was. I think he had like 20 points or something like that. It's escaping me. The number is not quite there in my head, but I thought he was playing hard. You know what I mean? I didn't think he was looking all that spry in the first half. I think that was what kind of stood out. He was pushing, but like I had mentioned before, it's like harder for him to turn the corner, stuff like that. We could have used a bigger Bron game, to be honest with you, but I thought he was fair. He wasn't one of the weakest links in my opinion. D'Lo Russell, man, 4-14 from the field, man. Listen, D'Lo was aggressive. He had 8 assists. He was only a -1, but when you consider how many shots we missed and how much that correlated to what went wrong because of the fact that they were giving up so many second chance points on offensive rebounds, you needed more efficiency from one of the higher volume shooters. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what really kind of eats away. We shot like 10 less field goals than the Detroit Pistons. We shot like 11 less three-point shots than the Pistons. So the shots that we took had to be more quality. And for us to have a volume shooter 4-14, that really hurt the team tonight. Them 14, he should have shaved that back if he was going to be inefficient. And more of that should have went to Rui and maybe a few other guys who were shooting a bit better. So that's what the numbers are telling me. Dalton Connect was 1 for 2 from behind the arc, only attempted 4 shots in 9 minutes. Or was he did he make 1 for 1 or something like that? Whatever it was, he was another one of those guys where it's like, look, your efficiency, the guys who were most efficient for the Lakers is what I'm trying to express, were not shooting enough. And the guys who were inefficient were shooting too much. And so it should have been more Connect, more Rui shooting, less Austin, less D'Lo shooting. That's kind of what the numbers are telling me. You probably should have featured Connect tonight if you're JJ Redick, because you needed the 3-point volume. He might be your most accurate 3-point shooter. He hit a shot tonight, but you only gave him 9 minutes, so you missed an opportunity to strategize what you needed into the game. So I'm going to say this one's on JJ, to be honest with you, because I just thought he missed opportunities to strategize properly. I saw too many times where Austin Reeves was isolated on people that he could not guard. We needed to get away from that. We went to Cam Reddish a little bit to help us defensively, but of course his numbers only reflect the defensive side. He didn't really do anything on the offensive end. So he had like 2 steals, but in like 14 minutes of play, got nothing. Other than that, no points. I think he had like 5 boards, so that's cool. But like your bench is not giving you anything. Jackson Hayes had that one dunk early in the game, but a lot of what went wrong was him not being able to rim protect. They just driving past him. And he, like I said, Dalton Connect didn't get featured at all. And of course there's Gabe Vincent, who I'm probably going to just designate a whole 5 minutes to on this video. So, that's really what it was, man. Anthony Davis put up a fantastic line of 37 points, double-digit rebounds, I believe it was, maybe like 3 blocks. He was MVP Davis tonight, got to the line, but the body is just not holding up because we don't have the center position straightened out so that he can get some rest out there. He's not the most durable player, and you put him down there without any centers on his roster. Starting the season with a bunch of hurt centers, man. Christian Wood, you move on from Castleton. Obviously we're waiting on Koloko. These guys are injured, man. We don't have them available to help him. So as a result, he's overexerting and he's not going to be able to perform. You ask him to do too much. And he's the wrong person to ask that of. So I just blame the organization roster-wise for just the choices that they've made, as we've been talking about a lot this week. The choices that they made to choose certain players. These players, they just can't get it done for you, man. You go into Detroit, a team that's not very good, and you get outworked by a bunch of young guys and high-level bench role players. Their bench really went to work for them. Ron Holland, of whom I forgot to mention, the 5th overall pick in the draft this year, he had 10 points, 4 rebounds, played a really good game. You know what I mean? And so it's like that's production on their bench versus our bench that's just not being seen. But Malik Beasley shot the ball pretty well tonight. You know what I'm saying? So they getting work from everybody, their bench and their starters. And we were just flat-footed. Our guys are ailing. You got D'Lo, who's capable of getting assists right now, but even when he's trying to hit shots, it's just not falling for him consistently at this point. Austin, whose efficiency has been bad pretty much all year, even though he's being aggressive, he ain't been able to really hit a shot. 3 of 10 from behind the arc, that's not what his team needs right now. So, it's just, the roster is not very good, you guys. If Ron and AD aren't playing at a very high level, and we're not featuring the people who are playing well enough, like Rui Hachimura. He just should have simply attempted way more shots. He should have been featured so much more tonight. So much more tonight. I know he had his struggles out there. He was doing some things. It was a little bit of a struggle, but at the end of the day, if nobody can hit a shot and you got some people who are hot, you got to feed the hot hand. And the Lakers failed to do that tonight outside of getting AD his looks, which is great, but we didn't feed the hot hand tonight, man. And as long as we're going to continue to use Dalton Connect as an afterthought, whether the motivation behind that is righteous or not, our team is going to suffer for it. And this is one of those situations where you look at the rookie coach and you say, you know what? Your great idea is a great idea if you have the luxury of actual talent on your bench. You can afford to let the rookie sit and, not be featured and Bring him along slowly. That's a luxury that most NBA teams have that JJ just doesn't have, and he needs to identify that. Your bench is horrific, bro. One of the worst benches the Lakers have ever put together. And the best player on that bench, for better or for worse, is Dalton Knecht. He can't have 9 minutes, bro. 9 minutes and only attempted like three shots, but hit damn near all of them? Yeah, no, that's on coach. That's on coach. You got to identify the game that you're coaching in. That game right there, that's the game where you need to be trying to call up Dalton Knecht and say, yo, launch. Hit. You need to attempt about 6 threes in this game. Get our 3-point volume up. You look at the stats, and you say, we need this guy in the game, man. And we're going to get him looks, and we're going to get Rui looks. And those are the guys that are hitting shots for us. Scale back, D-Lo. Be more of an assist guy. Get about 12 assists tonight. Make sure these guys are getting... Like, these are the things that coaches are going to have to be able to adjust to in real time. You can't stick to the plan when you're getting your butt kicked, man. Especially in a game like this that we expect it to win. As hard as it is to win the Western Conference, and you drop one to the damn Detroit Pistons, yeah, that's going to haunt you for the rest of the season, man. And we've done this a million times. We know this. It's going to haunt us for the rest of the season. And we played AD out there. We ran him into the ground for nothing, bro. The game is still lost, whether he plays through injury or not. We lost the game. It's probably in your best interest to not have AD running around out there hurt, y'all. At some point, you just gotta say this game is lost. And live to fight another day, because we got him running around on the foot and we don't really know what it is. He out there ailing and hobbling along just for us to end up losing any damn way? No, man. No, I don't think JJ did the greatest job tonight, man. All of the stuff that needed to be managed in game in order to give us the best chance to win, he didn't do. His defense was not good tonight, man. You can't have Austin Reeves trying to guard Kate Cunningham, bro. 1-on-1. Austin Reeves trying to guard Jaden Ivey. Breaking him down. Like, he can't guard these people, especially with a whatever he's hurt, or ankle. He can't guard these people, bro. And we kept allowing him to be isolated in front of these individuals, and they kept on breaking him off the dribble and kicking his butt down there. It's nah, man. Nah. All of that was bunk. All of it. And then there's Gabe Vincent. He gave 18 minutes to Gabe Vincent tonight. Gabe Vincent, if I'm not mistaken, got one single board or something like that. Maybe it was one board, one turnover. I think that's what he ended up doing. Either it was one board or one assist. That was it. 18 freaking minutes. That's all that man did. 18 minutes. He got a board and a turnover. This is what is really wrong, as I said in the last game. He's out there making 15 million or 13 million. Maybe it was 13 million. Somebody said it was 13. I thought it was 15. Somewhere in there. Of our cap. $13 million of our cap. To run around for 18 minutes and grab one single board. I would tell you to trade him, but only an idiot would even trade for him. We're stuck with this guy. He is the worst thing that possible for us right now. The way that he's playing, the worst thing possible for us. All of those minutes need to be given to Dalton Knecht. All of them. For whatever Dalton can or cannot do, I'd rather Dalton be on the floor trying than watching Gabe Vincent jog all damn night, man. You wonder why our team is so terrible. Because you got a guy making that much of your cap who's not contributing at all, but the coach ain't smart enough to get his ass off the floor. That's literally what's happening out there, y'all. 18 minutes of Gabe Vincent jogging around, bro. That's like three role players worth of money going into that one dude to jog. And I heard something that said he's not being asked to score. The hell he's not. JJ, you're not asking him to score, bro. He's making $13 million worth of cap money, bro. He needs to be scoring. He needs to be assisting. He needs to be rebounding. He needs to be stealing. He needs to be best player on the bench. That ain't going to cut it. Now, I said in the last game I wanted JJ to bench this fool. Now it's getting to a point where the numbers are telling him he had better. Even Cam Reddish, even he didn't score, he at least got 5 boards in the minutes given. He didn't get a damn bucket, but 5 boards, 2 steals, that's production I can live with. This 1 rebound, 1 turnover garbage, that is the worst thing possible for this bench, man. It's the worst thing possible for us. I'd rather you had, and I'm not exaggerating, I would much rather him play Bronny than to do this with Gabe Vincent. At least I know Bronny can get better. Bronny gonna give me more than 1 freaking board in 18 minutes. I promise you he will do more than that. Every night he will do more than that. It's a freaking abomination. Rob Pelinka, this is an abomination that you gave this man this contract, bro. That you gave Gabe Vincent this contract and this is what we're getting out of him is an absolute abomination, sir. I was already done with him in the last game, but that we gave him 18 minutes tonight and this is what he did with it, I'm about ready to fire somebody, and it ain't going to be JJ, the rookie coach. We can't keep getting rid of coaches because they ain't smart enough to keep people off the damn floor that can't freaking play. It's going to be the people that chose these people that I'm starting to get upset about. So this is where we're at, man. Dalton Knecht and Rui Hachimura should have been shooting a hell of a lot more. That's the reality of this basketball game. You needed to rebound, but you didn't have the personnel. So I'm not going to kill them for not being able to keep Beef Stew and Jalen Duren off the glass. You don't have the personnel for that. Anthony Davis is one man. Jackson Hayes is a scrub. You ain't getting that production from none. You ain't getting it. It's not. The bodies are not there. Bron ain't going to do that at 39, bro. It's not happening. Rui's only going to rebound with so much, but he's undersized when it comes to Duren and Beef Stew. You don't have the person. So that's just going to be how it goes. If you see Detroit a million times, you're going to get outboarded like this probably every time, yo. Jalen Duren ain't giving up nothing to y'all. I can tell you that right now. So if you don't address that aspect of this roster, you just won't have answers for certain people on the glass. That's just what it is. You can't ask Anthony Davis to out bully ball people that are bigger than him, and that's exactly what you're doing when you have him bodying up against Jalen Duren. Jalen's just bigger, dude. So that's a problem. That's a real problem, and it's going to continue to be a problem anytime we see that kid. So you better hope he stays in the Eastern Conference. But Bron, like I said, he's an older guy, man. I don't even remember what he did out there from the numbers, but I know he was fouled a couple times. They overturned the foul that Beef Stew hit him in the head. I thought that was bunk. I didn't agree with that. I thought that was a terrible decision from the referees, especially given the history. If this guy hit Bron in the head, he hit Bron in the head. But you trying to start a fight out there? I thought the officials were risky in that one. I didn't think that was a good decision. You called the foul initially and you overturned it after looking at it when we clearly seen that boy hit Bron in the head, followed through, all that. So I did not agree with that call, and I thought it was worth talking about. We're an alien basketball club, man. Our weak ass bench is making it so that we can't necessarily sit the people that need to sit so that they can heal. They feel obligated to play through injury, and they're not able to move around like they need to. We're not a healthy basketball team right now. Bron, Austin, not Bron, D'Lo, they're all ailing from something right now, and it's because we can't trust our bench at all. And so, we need to fix this problem. I believe our best solution is to call up Quincy and Traore right away. We need to call them up and let them be a part of this rotation, man. It's the only hope you got. You don't have any options, Rob. Like, literally. Just like I said about Coach playing Connect, we don't have the luxury of being able to continue doing this and think we're going to make it through the season. We're not going to make it through the season. You have got to call those guys up to get the bodies in place that can be productive. So I don't know, man. I've been talking to this franchise in regards to these type of decisions for years, and I've watched them make these same type of mistakes, waiting too long to do certain things to fix problems. This is why our seasons have gone by the wayside a lot of the time, because they wait too long to make decisions that need to be made now. You don't need to wait 30 days to see if this team can make it, because it's not about the team being good enough to make it. It's about whether or not the starters are going to be able to hold up through. So whatever he's assessing and say, well, let me wait to see if I can make a move or if it makes sense to make a move. If you don't, you're going to hurt these guys, Rob. Like literally, you don't have 30 days to assess if this is a good enough team. Your bench is bad, man. It's not good. And because it's not good, you're putting too much pressure on fragile starters, fam. So Rob, I'm telling you, bro, if you follow BDF 44, you need to heed what I'm saying. You got to start improving this bench sooner than later. Your team won't make it through the season, man. They will not make it through the season. I'm telling you. Braun and AD will not make it through the season. Austin may not make it through the season if you keep on leaning on them the way that JJ is leaning on them right now, bro. It's not going to work. You have got to get them a big down there, bro. We've been saying this crap for years, but now it's like, all right, it's a health issue now. It's a safety risk. If we keep on asking AD to go up against people like Duran and Beef Stew, bro, we're going to have trouble. And next time, and you know what the next game is? As JJ, Jaren Jackson, Zach Edey, even more size. More size in Detroit, bro. No, I'm telling you, if you don't get yourself a center really soon, it's gonna cost you AD. So that's what needs to be said, and some athleticism would help a lot, man. Stop asking Austin to guard these people. He can't guard these people. It's not his fault. They're more wiggly than him. They're more athletic than him. He's putting up a valiant effort, but he's getting cooked. And at some point in time, we got to address this. D'Lo, same thing. He can't guard these people, bro. There's a league full of people at their position that they cannot guard. So as long as we're keeping them both together, these are going to be the problems we run into. When you have Jaden Ivey and all these different guards like this, man, you're going to get smoked. It's Ja next. What you think going to happen in Memphis? Ja's next. Like, Scotty's next. They're going to cook these boys. They're going to beat them off the dribble, just like Jaden did tonight. So, I don't know, man. The Lakers' deficiencies of a roster is really showing. And I kept telling people they don't get so excited off of what you've seen, because at the end of the day, the issues that we have are in place whether we're winning or losing. And that's a lack of size in the front court, a lack of athleticism in the back court, and a lack of depth on the team as a whole. We don't have a lot of things, man. So whether or not our best 7 players are playing great or not for like a good stretch of a week, eventually those 7 players are going to wear down. And like I said, this ain't the Knicks. We don't have a bunch of Josh Harts and stuff like that can run all year. Nah, that's not what you got. Some of these dudes are rather fragile, man. So I'm through with this. This is not working out for the Lakers, and it's foreseeable. I think we're a bit more closer to what our record is. It's more so reflecting who we actually are at 4-3. I think this is more like what the Lakers actually are. And I would say it's not acceptable losing to the Detroit Pistons, but when you look at their roster, believe it or not, they just have a more capable roster than us right now. It sounds insane, but it's true, man. Athletes like Holland and Duran and Ivy, Cade Cunningham, a go-to guy, youth, Beef Stew, size, you know what I'm saying? Tobias Harris, ability, high-level ability, veteran, Hardaway. We know when he's got it going, he can hit like 6 and 7 threes. I mean, is it crazy for me to say they just got a little more talent than us right now? I don't think that's crazy. If you saw what I just saw, that's exactly what it was. So, I don't know, man. Rob Pelinka, brother, please hear what I'm saying. You really need to fix this, and you need to do it without it costing us a bunch of picks. I don't know how you're going to do it, but it's going to cost you your job if you don't, man, because at the end of the day, these decisions that you've made over the last several years, for better or for worse, whether you were pushed to do them or not, whether you had other people had leverage, it's going to be you. You're going to be the guy because you're the GM, and the GM's responsible for ultimately the roster. And this roster is not it at all. It's not it. It's not it, man. And the reason why it's not it is because of certain players that you brought to the team. Because the stuff that we got on contract, the stuff that's like the starters and all that, they can withstand these problems if the bench were any good. But because you needed to draft Jalen Hood-Schifino, because you wanted to give the mid-level to Gabe Vincent, because you couldn't negotiate away from Cam Reddish having a player option, these are why the team starters ain't going to be able to handle things, because of the bench unit not being good enough to do anything. And that is the bottom line. That's the bottom line, man. Salute to Kobe Minute. That is the bottom line. You hire Cam Whitmore, you draft him rather. You get that mid-level exception to somebody else. You keep that Cam Reddish opt-in from happening. Maybe you have a Gary Trent. Something like your team's going to look better if you went the other way with a lot of stuff that you went, man. And that is why, as I'm sitting here today, Rob Pelinka's on thin ice, man. Real thin. Like razor thin, yo. BDL 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.